Understanding Object-Oriented Programming in C#. Duration: approximately 8–10 minutes. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of object-oriented programming in C#. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our informative content. Let's get started. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty details, let's begin with a brief overview of what object-oriented programming, or OOP, is all about. At its core, object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that revolves around the concept of objects. These objects are instances of classes, which act as blueprints for creating objects. In C#, OOP allows us to design our code in a way that models real-world entities, making our code more organized, reusable, and easier to maintain. Main concepts of OOP. 1. Classes and objects host sad face. Drawing a class diagram on the whiteboard, in C#, classes serve as templates that define the properties, attributes, and behaviors, methods, of an object. 1. An object is an instance of a class, and it encapsulates both data and the functions that operate on that data. 2. Encapsulation host. Explaining with animations, encapsulation is like packaging data and methods together within a class. 2. It hides the internal details of how an object works, exposing only what's necessary for the outside world to interact with it. 2. This promotes data integrity and reduces code complexity. 3. Inheritance. Inheritance allows us to create a new class based on an existing class, inheriting its attributes and behaviors. 3. This promotes code reusability and helps to establish a hierarchical relationship between classes. 4. Polymorphism. Polymorphism lets objects of different classes be treated as objects of a common base class. 4. This enables dynamic behavior and method overriding, where a subclass can provide a specific implementation of a method defined in its parent class. Practical implementation. 1. Creating a class and object host sad face. Switching to code editor. Let's jump into some hands-on coding. To create a class, you use the class keyword, and to instantiate an object, you use the new keyword. 1. I'll demonstrate this with a simple example of a car class. 2. Encapsulation in action. Here's how encapsulation works. We'll define private fields within the class to store data, and then we'll provide public methods, getters and setters, to interact with that data. 2. This way, we maintain control over how the data is accessed and modified. 3. Exploring inheritance host. Coding and explaining, inheritance allows us to create a hierarchy of classes. 3. For instance, we can have a base class like vehicle, and then derive specialized classes like car and truck from it. 3. This lets us share common attributes and behaviors while adding specific ones to each subclass. 4. Unleashing polymorphism. Polymorphism enables us to write more flexible code. 4. We can create an array or list of base class objects and then add derived class objects to it. 4. When we call methods on these objects, the appropriate implementation is automatically selected based on the actual object type. Coding demo. 1. Defining classes. Let's define a few classes representing geometric shapes like circle and rectangle. 1. We'll set up their attributes and methods. 2. Inheritance in action. Now, we'll demonstrate inheritance by creating a class for triangle that inherits from our base shape class. 2. We'll override a method to calculate the area specifically for a triangle. 3. Achieving polymorphism. Finally, we'll showcase polymorphism by creating an array of different shape objects and iterating through them to calculate and display their areas. Recap and conclusion. Host. Summing up. And there you have it. A crash course on object-oriented programming in C#. We've covered the fundamental concepts of classes, objects, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Remember, OOP is a powerful paradigm that can greatly enhance your code's organization and reusability. Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow developers. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, happy coding! Don't miss our next video. Subscribe now for more coding tutorials and tech insights. Title: Mastering Object-Oriented Programming in C#. Duration: approximately 8-10 minutes. Breakdown of main concepts of OOP. 1. Classes and objects. In C#, classes define the properties, attributes, and behaviors, methods, of an object. 1. An object is an instance of a class, encapsulating both data and functions that operate on that data. Example: class car, public string make, get, set, public string model, get, set, public void start engine, console. Write line, engine started. 1. Encapsulation host. Explaining with animations, encapsulation is like packaging data and methods together within a class. 1. It hides internal details, exposing only what's necessary for external interaction, promoting data integrity and reducing complexity. Example: class bank account, private double balance, public void deposit, double amount, balance plus equals amount, public double get balance, return balance. 1. Inheritance host. Drawing an inheritance diagram. Inheritance allows creating new classes based on existing ones, inheriting attributes and behaviors, promoting code reusability and establishing hierarchical relationships. Example: class animal, public string species, get, set, public void make sound, console. Write line, animal makes a sound. Class dog, animal, public void bark, console. Write line, woof. 1. Polymorphism host. Using visuals, polymorphism lets different objects be treated as objects of a common base class. 1. It enables dynamic behavior and method overriding. Example: class shape, public virtual double calculate area, return 0. Class circle, shape, public double radius, get, set, public override double calculate area, return math. Pi radius asterisk radius. Practical implementation. 1. Creating a class and object host sad face. In the code editor. Now, let's bring these concepts to life with some code. First, we'll create a class and instantiate an object. Example: R equals new car, my car. 1. Make equals Toyota, my car. Model equals Camry, my car. Start engine. 1. Encapsulation in action host. Coding. Next, let's see encapsulation in action by using private fields and public methods. Example: bank account equals new bank account. 1. Deposit, 1000, double balance equals account. Get balance, console. Write line, $account balance. Exploring inheritance host sad face. Code snippet. Now, let's explore inheritance by creating derived classes. Example: dog my dog equals new dog, my dog. Species equals canine, my dog. Make sound, my dog. Bark. Unleashing polymorphism host sad face. Coding. Lastly, let's unleash the power of polymorphism. Example: shape circle equals new circle, circle. Radius equals 5. Double area equals circle. Calculate area, console. Write line, $circle area, area. That's a wrap on object-oriented programming in C#. We covered the key concepts of classes, objects, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, along with practical examples. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow coders. Feel free to drop your questions and suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy coding! Stay tuned for more coding adventures. Subscribe to our channel, at the Curiosity Lab, now for tech tutorials and coding tips.